Hello. Get the game capture sorted. There we go. So for those not on the Discord, my work's gotten real hectic lately, and I don't have the brain power really at my disposal or the handle of source returns. So either I'm gonna cancel streams, I need the R&R like last week, or I'll just play something that's a bit more, I guess, autopilot for me? I don't know. Or it doesn't require tracking a dozen or two units across a map and planning multiple turns into the future. So for today, and as you can see, we're just going to play VOIN. I know I've shown this off before, so I'll skip introductions on mechanical stuff unless people ask. Just go straight to it. Hold on. That's why I was... Some bug testing I was doing that the ruining strike was not on right click. I don't think tissue tearing works. Times I've used it, I haven't noticed a change in Ichor, nor have I seen Ichor get dropped. Like the description would imply. I'm doing it anyways just because I want to try using a different artifact from my usual. Yeah, I'm glad I switched to this rune. I was trying minor energy flow before, and while it does mean more frequent thunder echoes, it's still better on the ability charging. Yeah, it's full. There should be one more Viper. Are you stuck down here? No? Ah, did I kill it already? I killed it already. On it. going to be a little bit more scatterbrained than I am normally playing this, just because I have to try and keep half an eye on chat. So things like not tracking enemy counts properly, yeah, that's one of the things. But the rest of it all just happens habitually at this point. I've played this game enough. I can tell you I did not keep track of my dash charges there. It's kind of arguable whether I should start with a runic strike or if I should end with it. That. Let me double check streams actually. Yep. No normal delay, but stream is there. But is it pretty fast-paced? Fast-paced game. When you get into the thick of it. So, normally I keep Discord up on that side because I don't need to watch the YouTube feed, but I think I'll keep an eye on it this time just because I might want to up the bitrate for this. Very hard. And done. Okay, so both minor and major runes do allow for 2,000 stings per. Difference then is the strength and frequency. Fully charged runic strike. With runic strike is that the damage of it, the lightning damage portion specifically, scales with damage dealt with runes charged. So, and the effect on thunder echoes only triggers when fully charged. So there's a debate to be had on whether you want to have a weaker runic strike that you can use more often. Or a stronger one. That you can use left often. Hard to say, really. You might notice some movement techniques I'm using in combat that I'm not doing out of combat. Just because I used it. I use them all the time, but it's caused some repetitive strain injuries on my thumb. So outside of combat, I'm just going slower. Down and left. See it. Questions about the most optimal route through Hadricon, but whatever. I guess it's just called now the Impermeable Citadel. Back in, guys. Nah, I won't go reloading. I'll just keep the circle going. Okay, we're done. Yeah, I don't have too much to talk about either. Especially since there's no one to talk to at the moment. Also, I feel like the game's satisfying enough as it is to watch. Leland did a great job making this game. I guess cinematic's the right term. Satisfying is another term. Well, at least there are Shadow Vipers. Oh, I already killed the other one. It's on the second Lava Ecker. That's a Shadow Viper. Oh. Okay. Wonder how strong a runic kick is. Or was he weakened by the thousands things? That's actually a good question. I guess I'll try out runic kick when I have less annoying enemies to fight. Annoying in the sense that I can't be brain dead against them. Thousand Sings does not quite help. I caught a 216, but I think that was the runic strike itself. That was a 318? Okay, yeah, I think the kick was normal damage, not runic strike damage. Let me just the shadow play on that. I think I saw a 417 there. So runic kick might be a thing. I'll try to play that too. So I can review the footage later. Interestingly enough, VOIN is actually the game that requires the most clicking from me. Like, none of the shooter games that I've played actually require me to bend my forearm. It's just rest movement. But VOIN, no, VOIN I'm actually moving to the other half of my mouse pad. And that cleans up this circle. As I said, to keep my thumb from getting overstrained, I'm not going to move too fast out of combat. Yep. Yeah, I guess I'll continue the lower island sweep. Move to the upper island, actually. Just trying to think, can I actually connect this loop with another island? Because there's 4 islands, if we count the town as an island, before we get to the citadel itself. I'm curious how I can connect the... Yeah, I do appreciate the higher power of the major energy flow, that's for sure. Yeah, I saw the 482. I might not have survived long enough to actually get hit by the kick, so fair enough. Yeah, I'll just work with clearing out the usual routes. Alright, that's... And we're done. kind of curious just how much we're going to get now with this new configuration I have. Normally I run Weird Claw instead of the Necromantic Goblet. Precisely because mention is Necromantic Goblet I have never observed working. And the Weird Claw gives me an extra temporary heart charge that will synergize with the Ruby Heart. Yeah, I like this. Maybe I'll try Thunder Echoes with Minor Flow. Or Major Flow? I don't know, I can see the benefit of having 4 runes instead of 5. Also, I see that, which is an argument for having 3 runes instead of 5, but I see the power spike of 5 runes, and I'm like, I want that. I mean, this is part of the inaugural run for Major Flow. At the very least, I am getting benefit. I mean, you benefit from asking more runes. That's for sure. Yeah, if I use Thunder Echoes as the base, then it'd be Minor Flow or Major Flow? So what I've got is Major Flow, and Major Flow is 3% cooldown per rune, while Minor Flow is 5%. And the difference between them is that Major Flow gives that 30% on both rune charge and rune spent, while Minor is just on rune spent. which case, if I have to pick between the two, it would end up being major flow. The main reason I'd use minor flow is because of the lower rune count. Lower rune counter just doesn't make sense to use runic strike often, like with the purist. That was everyone. Second one, yeah, red. I think that's damage resistance. There's actually a few pink runes, and I have not seen a consistent behavior between them all. I've seen enemies with pink runes attack faster, take 10% damage from physical, and I don't know what else. Sometimes they get this pulsating aura, sometimes they get after image effect. It's inconsistent. They're all pink though. I'm gonna see if I can manage just the actual rune itself, because for the most part, I'm not really noticing any kind of repeat colors between the runes. Or rather, the biggest repeat colors are healing aura versus poison. There's two poison runes. The healing rune, while being a similar rune to the poison runes, also has an aura associated with it. So that's just poison and that's yeah, actually. So yeah, I guess I'll put a major keeping that because Slayer of Hot Rats. Oh, there's a replacement major energy flow for the one I used. That means we need another one. Alright, no guarantee I'll get that then. Be useful. Good deal. Tibia reduces all ability cooldowns by 15%, and an additional 15 every time you use an ability. Yeah. It would obviously be great for this build. Just I'm also doing some acre farming. Yeah, like that's the healing one. Like that's pretty much very close to the same green as the poison rune. You have a very clear aura that says this is not poison. How rude. There's a viper around then. Yep. Oh, I already did. Yeah, it's like my original pathing is, well, I did the loop here and then I kind of jump out here and kind of finish this loop around that way. Problem is getting this little inner arc here. No matter which loop I had, I always had to double back at some point. Not exactly trying to be optimal right now, I'm just kind of following the lines. The lines and the habits. Maybe you heard that yawn, but I have to use all of that power already entering the week. That's an already, yeah, already open chest. So I should have at least 9 million acre the time we reach the heart of the Citadel. Okay, here, this is how I normally connect from the 3 islands to the town, but maybe I should connect from the water. I'm gonna do some route planning. So the main issue is, of course, there's enemies up here, so I have to cross topside at some point. Also enemies directly underneath here. And there are enemies along this stretch too. So it's like, how do I get all of them without backtracking? Look, for the shore of this archipelago, you just go round underneath and just switch to a different island and then come back on the top side to go through it. That's the answer I came to before, but that's thinking of those 3 islands together as a unit. That island and that island and this island. If I incorporate the town into it, maybe we can get a better loop going. So if instead of going under the bridge, I just go through to the town? Across the water? Though I think I would ultimately have to end back at the town in order to cross the bridge to the Citadel without backtracking. Yeah, I think all I can really do is just extend the route that I had. I can go through, I can clear out the underside of the town, and then come back here to pick up where I left off. It's really just a detour. And now the habitual route here is to go through that gate, but the actual no backtracking way is to drop down here. Gosh, that upper torso went flying. Alright, that's one down. That second one. Ah, the aggro. And there's the third one. That, and then nah, not far enough. All right. Hard to stretch my wrist between fights. If I have another ultra situation on my hand. Those of you who don't remember, back in 2020 or 2022, I showed Ultra Kill on the stream. And all Act 1 on Violent for the first time, but doing it 3 hours straight was not kind on my wrist. I think I just barely got the third one up by the end. Not soon enough to actually make use of it, though. There you guys are. And now we're done with combat. That's the lower section of the town. I suppose one way I can try to mitigate backtracking, make use of the sky nodes. If I make use of those 3 sky nodes, then maybe? Maybe. Possibly, actually. At least topside for that island. For this one, I know I can travel. Actually, I think there's a crosser option now. Yeah, there is. Alright, now it's easier to show what I'm talking about. So, there's an encounter there. There's the encounter here. There's an encounter there that now has enough guys leaking out to kind of aggro while you're fighting there. Guys there that may also leak out to aggro there. Guys below me, and the Vipers in that direction-ish. So the path I could take, topside, is to hit there, follow them through the aggro to there, and then start working through here. Work through that big-ass fight. And then make my way back here to get the Vipers, then come up here for the Sky Node, and take the Sky Node to someplace else. That's one topside route. The question is, how am I going to pair this? And what if I start from the Sky Node? If I start from the Sky Node, I'll just do that in reverse, actually. I'll just start with the Vipers and then move my way through here, that big fight, then move down there, and then go. Except I'll have to take out those enemies on the way, because they'll just close enough to get aggroed. Again, how do I connect that route with anything else? Up here, I know I have my route starting from the broken bridge that goes along there. It takes the Vipers out down here, then we hop down, clear the underside, then come back up that way, get the remaining enemies, and then we exit normally to the bottom side of the island over there, but I normally have that cleared out. It's not a great connector, so I have to reconsider how I'm going to do this. I suppose the real question then is how I'm gonna go topside there. So I could start bottom side. After all, I spawn there, so I can either follow the road straight up, or I can follow the bridge, or I can just hop down and start working on the shore. I happen to follow the bridge though. I can, of course, end up... Yeah, that somewhat works. So I follow the bridge through. From there to here. I can then do my route there. At which point it then becomes a question of how do I connect from my end route on that island to Sky Node up here. So I can hit that Sky Node, then I can just warp to here, then drop down to hit enemies at the base of the tree, and then kind of go on to the town from there. Or do I? Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe that is the way to do it. Follow the bridge. We go through, we clear the island like that. One issue is if I can get all the shores without backtracking. But the idea is we clear the shores underside, we keep clearing the underside, then we clear the town underside and use that Sky Node to warp elsewhere. It's a puzzle. I'm not even sure if it's a puzzle with an actual answer to it. There we are. Alright, but once you clear the bottom side of the town, my route is to go through here. If you had entered from the gate immediately, this is the fight you greeted with. Already full on weapons. Okay. I want any weapons? Not really. Here we go up the stairs. Shadow Viper. hear... It's hearing Vipers dying. There still has to be one around here. Anywhere? No? Hmm. Alright, and then from here we go up to this fight. Another Shadow Viper. One. And that's the last one. Space for purple. And from here. That'd be super dash to here. Maybe super dash to here. And now we're at the second fight of the upper town. One of them. Yeah, I can't say I'm used to having 5 runes. 4 runes I'm used to. 3 runes I'm also used to. 5 runes, not so much. 5 runes is a bit much. It's powerful, but it takes a while to charge. It's just one more hit, but I feel it. That. You know, I'm starting to think this 1000 Stings build is rivaling the crit builds I've got, which is impressive. Yeah, this is actually pretty fucking powerful. Okay. What is it? It's just Rage and 1000 Stings. I do have Slayer of Offrest and Headhunting in there, which helps a lot. Oh, wait on that. There, I see. It's not will be a lot hard. Actually actually get used to using a energy flow route. So I normally have Thunder Echoes. Thunder Echoes with Gathering Storm. So adding in energy flow means the optimal timings are different. The optimal timing for Thunder Echoes and Gathering Storm is as soon as your runes are charged, and as soon as you're certain your runic strike will hit. Meet the two criteria, you do it. But now that's Thunder Echoes plus the major energy flow, I need to try and suss out when the optimal time. You it is. Because I'm not just doing damage, I'm also reducing cooldowns. Okay, it's into that fight. Oh, we got kills. Hey, Miguel. Hey, Alyssa. I'm trying out the 1,000 Stings build. I've been trying to build for 1,000 Stings. Alright, those lightning bones are 1,000 Stings. Okay. I have no idea how it's going to show up through YouTube, but there are retro filters for this. Let's see. The graphics settings, retro mode, minimize that, minimize the colors. Damn, it's like I'm on a GBA. Seriously, this does look like GBA games that try to do 3D. Oh, there still is one guy left. Not anymore. I know there's like 7 enemies, but you can see like 3 gray dots and then darkness. Oh my god. Okay. Let's... If I up the resolution a bit, you can kind of make them out now. If I disable that, and that. Let's max the players actually. Yeah, I can make them out now. Yeah, I can make a very solid guess that's why Manko voted for this. Especially with thousands things. Alright, now you might think I have to backtrack, and there's that little stretch I have to backtrack for the Citadel, but actually, I'm just going up here. Of course, there's a Viper. And we're done. Did we pull everything below? Not good. I think the most ironic thing about comparing this to Ultra Kill is Dosnar has said that he thought Ultra Kill was too fast for him. The Iron Kill's too fast, so let's make a melee Ultra Kill. Oh, that's wrong, Billy. There we go. Yeah, not using a Rune Infusion that much. It's because I don't quite have the timing down for when to pop it. There. And we're done with that fight. I think I'll do performance reset here. So this is because in 0.1 and 0.1.5 there's actually a bit of a performance degradation that should be fully fixed in the next update. what happens before the end of next month. Seems like certain items or monsters weren't getting cleared from memory properly, which means that over time, as you do participate in bigger and bigger fights, or rather more and more fights, performance steadily degrades. Of course, it's an easy enough fix, though, at least to manage fix, which is just to quit the title screen or load up a different area. That should be the only time I actually have to do that. Alright, and then there's the fights up here. I'm already starting to feel a little strained with them. Oof. I'll give it just a little bit of rest here. Yeah, that is because I have assigned dash, kick, and super dash to my thumb buttons on my mouse. And if you couldn't tell, I do a lot of all of those things. So it was kind of straining my thumb to do it all the time. That's also why I'm not moving too fast in between fights. Because I don't need to. And if I do, I'm just straining my thumb. Yeah, I'm hoping this doesn't turn into another Ultra Kill moment where I end up giving myself a wrist injury. Playing this for 3 hours nonstop. Well, actually, the wrist injury is much less of an issue because I have learned to adjust my DPI. Count the settings and there. So it's really just a question of thumb. Yeah, a little bit. So actually, I'm starting to feel a bit of a burn now. Yeah, like, it's really handy to not have to... Rather, I think coming from a gamepad, it makes sense to have thumb buttons on the mouse, because thumb's used to doing that. But yeah, like, the thumb has to kind of move up to a point where it's closer to the index finger, which isn't exactly a comfortable position to hold. That's why I tend to put stuff that I only do, like, occasionally on there, like say, throwing grenades or diving when it comes to Helldivers. Because, like, I don't need to throw grenades that often. I only need to dive occasionally. So I'm like, oh yeah, like dashing and kicking, same deal. But then I discovered some tech, and now I'm dashing and kicking all the time, so it's not actually a great placement. And at this point, I'm a little worried. Muscle memory's too entrenched. Come at me. Shoot, what am I even buying? What is kick bound to by default? Is it F? Is there even a default to bring it back to? Oh yeah, I can't put it in default. Kick. Control. Interesting. Expecting F. Yeah, that might work. I think I'd have to boot up Ultra Kill to see if I had dash on shift or mouse button. I know, there's... Like, for me, the idea of switching control schemes for a game is not a thought I harbor. Like Armored Core 6, I know you can play that with a mouse and keyboard or a controller. I chose controller, I can't think of doing it with mouse and keyboard. Or actually, with Warframe was a good example. I started on that game with controller. Then when I switched to mouse and keyboard, I have not gone back. VOIN does have controller support. Or rather, it will have controller support. Designing around it. Not there yet. Gonna be a little bit awkward though, because there's just not quite enough buttons to work with. I do have to wonder why controller designs have stagnated so long. Is it Microsoft? It might be Microsoft. Because initially I was thinking like, oh, it's because of Scuff with their whole patenting back buttons bullshit. But like, you see a lot of controllers with back buttons now. So either companies are just forking over the patents or they're finding out ways around it. I could be aggroed again. There you go. Dead. So now I'm thinking it's less... Well, Scuff is indeed part of it. I'm thinking it's more so... small part tradition, major part X input from Microsoft. Because there's two protocols, or actually there's three protocols for controllers. Is there four? Okay, good question. I know there are controllers specifically designed to integrate with a Switch, so I guess it has its own protocol. Yeah, who the hell knows this, right? Yeah, I know PlayStation has their own protocol now with DualSense. Actually, they probably have their own protocol the entire time. Now, Nintendo probably has their own protocol as well, given you have to specifically say a controller is Switch compatible. And for PC, there are two protocols. There's D input, which everything used to use, even consoles, from what little I've read on it, and X input, which Microsoft came out with. And the main difference between them is D input was kind of future-proofing itself, where it had basically like 200 or something different potential inputs you could provide from a controller. So it was like, yeah, we have controllers like 4 buttons now, but what if they have more? And they gave a lot of space for that. The next input came out and like, oh, we have rumble support and maybe wireless support or something that the input doesn't have, but we only support like the 10 buttons we have on the Xbox controller. And then X input became the standard, and I'm guessing the patents from SCUF may have played a part, but also just Microsoft is a bad company. They're a big company. They make a lot of stuff, but they don't make good stuff. No, that's the last guy. Yeah, maybe I should just try to rebind the controls to default and get things going. What's gonna be a little difficult to do is relearn dash hopping. Like, I definitely do end up hating Xbox for their whole stick setup being the mainstream one. I don't know if that's really Xbox to blame or just casual gaming, but whatever. The symmetrical sticks we have on the DualShock are like the most comfortable position for me. Switch weapon was like L3 or hold R3. Jump would then be A. I guess then interact would be X. What the hell is dash? Is dash B? Dash might be B. No, actually dash is integral. That will be a bumper too. So where the hell is kick? Oh, I think that'll be L3. Super dash and kick share the same button because you haven't noticed. Kick is when your weapon's unsheathed, and super dash is when it is sheathed. Same button press. And for abilities, he has the whole like hold down left trigger. Yeah, like abilities mode. Hold down left trigger, and then the face buttons can do this. It's like, well, I have all of the buttons used. Where am I going to put parry? That makes sense. There is a D-pad. But because Xbox controllers have D-pads put in a very hard-to-reach spot, unlike a DualShock, you kind of can't use it for anything you actually plan to use with any frequency. So once he figures out a solution for where the hell he's gonna put parry, then we'll have controller support. Now, if you're wondering why DualShock versus Xbox, I think DualShock is just the better design. Yeah, stick placement, your thumbs will just get used to it. I'll admit to that. If you're going from Xbox to DualShock, your left thumb might feel a bit awkward in that spot, but you'll get over it. D-pad, though. D-pad's real horrible on the Xbox One, because that one you have to take your thumb off of the thumbstick to actually use it. And either thumb, honestly, you can use your right or left thumb to reach it. And with DualShock, you don't have to take your thumbs off of the stick, ever. Because you can just do a little claw grip to have your middle finger handle the triggers. And then... Come on, I'm poisoned at 2 hearts. This is not good. Okay. Poisoned at 3 hearts. Fine. Okay. Now with a dual shock, you can just take your index finger off of the bumper, put that on the D-pad, and then you can use your middle and ring fingers to handle the bumper and the trigger. And there you go. Your thumb never has to leave the sticks. I'll also say I really prefer the DualShock 3. I think DualShock 4 sucks in your hands, and I didn't have much time to the DualSense. No, it's not the same form factor as the DualShock. Because with the DualShock 3, those little nubby handlebars are like the perfect size for my palms. Like, they fit so snugly in my palms, I don't even need my fingers to hold the controller in a stable fashion. I can just cup my palm, and the controller is held. And I can tell you, trying to find a new controller with the same form factor as DualShock 3 but more modern system specs is fucking impossible. Because everything's a controller, and as I've already established, that shit sucks. Alright, prioritize this spitter prime alpha, whatever it is, tier 3 spitter. There's a tier 2 spitter over there. But if I leave this tier 3 one alone, you're already seeing a little glimpse of it. It's just poison rain all the goddamn time. You know, upping it to 800 DPI actually feels nice. It used to default to 600 DPI, and I recently upped to 700. I'm like, yeah, this feels good. I upped to 800, and this has taken the strain off my wrist, surprisingly. A bit, not completely. Yeah, like you can already see it's also the Vipers, not just Spitter. Like you're seeing what I'm talking about, just poison everywhere. Seeing a little poison, I don't particularly mind. Because all poison does is double the damage you take. So if you just don't take damage, then like poison does nothing. But when there's that much poison and that many attacks coming at you that spew poison, a little bit of a problem. Great, 2 alpha spitters. Okay. Like, yeah, no Vipers around. They just float up in the air and then poison comes down from above. It's not great. Okay, that was everything. Yeah, so we're almost done with this itself. There's like 4 more fights including this one. Yeah, 4 more fights, including this one, is indeed a app state. So I knew doing a full run of Hadricon takes around 3 hours. I only take a break in the middle though, because you can't tell by the amount of ichor in the upper right hand corner. I played this a lot. It's kind of my comfort game, but that doesn't mean I'm going to play it for like 3 hours straight. Which is what stream demands. Or rather, what I demand of myself while on stream. If it's just gonna be 2 hours, might be. Okay, so 2 fights left, and then I guess I'll take a break. And I don't have to BRB for that break either, just taking a break from my wrist after the next 2-ish fights. I say ish because there's a little side path I have to take after this fight. No fighting involved, I just have to take a side path. That's 4 Vipers. Now there's just a tiny, tiny little ledge you can land on there. Otherwise, you oh, it didn't respawn. Interesting. This chest normally respawns, but sometimes it doesn't. And it's not actually supposed to respawn, as I've learned from Zozadar. So, most of the time it does respawn. Sometimes not, I guess. Yeah, this is the last fight. Outside, anyways. Oh, it's a Shadow Viper. God damn it. There we are, end of the fight. Okay. Take a small break here for my wrist. What the hell do I blab about right now? Yeah, I am resistant to resetting the controls to default. Because I know that'll put all the strain onto my left pinky instead, which can probably handle it. Won't be as bad as putting it all on the thumb. I'm pretty sure... Actually, yeah, no, the shift should be fine. Dashing is just kicking that might be a problem. I still have to figure things out once blocking gets implemented. So I know you shift for sliding a warframe, and you gotta shift all the goddamn time to bullet jump. So that's not a strain on my pinky. But for stuff that's on control, I usually put sprint and I set it to toggle, because I'm not gonna hold control. Maybe I can offload one of the functions from the side mouse buttons to shift, which would be dash, obviously. But man, my muscle memory there is gonna have to relearn entirely. Muscle memory in regards to dash hopping, I guess. Maybe even dashing in itself. Hmm. they already sends me behind the door. Okay. I actually need to pee. Just another reason to break for. Alright, as usual, 2 minutes. Something I haven't brought up explicitly, but I hope you like the new songs on the BRB playlist. I think part of it was some OBS issues, but I was just fiddling around with stuff and... Oh, now I remember. It was because I'd reorganized the folders in my music folder, which then broke all the links in the OBS plugin I've got. So when I redid the playlist, I ended up adding stuff to... I think all of them, actually. Not so much to starting. Starting should have only gotten like a few extra songs. Just because I included the entire Etrian Odyssey subfolder in there. And then ending, I didn't want to pick out all the combat songs again. If you hadn't noticed, the old ending theme had no high tempo songs. I was like, I'll just use the starting one for that. And BRB, same one with Macross. What is the name of that artist? An album that was available for free. And now half of their stuff is in, half of the names in Japanese, but it's Macross 82-99. That was all the, I guess, pop funk songs you used to hear on BRB, but now I've got Ikris in there, which is drum and bass, Toho. I'd say they're the artists that got me introduced to D&D as a genre. Also has some time to think on the Throne of Thought, because it is indeed the Throne of Thought. And I don't think one of the mouse buttons is actually an issue for me, because there's a front and a back one. It's a Logitech mouse, so one's further in front. They're placed side by side, one's further forward than the other. And that's the one that I always end up using. Because I know I have that bound to roll in Warframe and other games with, again, stuff that's not used terribly often, but still regularly. And thumb string is never an issue with that. I think it's kick, because dash is set to the forward button and kick is set to the backwards thumb button. To reach that one, I have to scrunch up my thumb. And that's probably where the strain is coming from. Which isn't helped by then having to reach for the forward thumb button, because, you know, that's still using my thumb. So I can still sort this by redoing dash, because I don't... Really the question is like, okay, how am I gonna reorganize things once parry's involved? And after that, how am I gonna, if I shift dash to, well, shift, then I can put kick on the front thumb button. Then once parry comes in, what do I do there? Now we'll see. Because I know Sociedar has an interest in implementing correctional attacks. Mordhau style correctional attacks, because... Gosh, how long has it been since I've shown Mordhau? I know it's, I think last time I played it was 2021? I had a lot of fun with it. I can't really say if it's a good idea to try and hop in now or not, because it's a game with a very high skill ceiling and a low skill floor. So, you know, newbie experience, you have to be ready to lose. You have to be in the student mindset and not just in the I'm playing this to win mindset. That and Chivalry, and I guess Chivalry too, there's directional attack based on camera movement, so... I mean, it's just automatic right now. I don't pick which direction it swings. But it'd be like, okay, let me just move the camera direction and I'll swing in that direction. So I can basically just look up to do a runic strike. Look to the side to do an attack, and then look to the side to do the other attack. And that means you can put Runic Strike and attack on the same button, which then frees up said button that used to be Runic Strike for parry or something. So you can just flick up. It's an exaggerated flick up to show my point, because you only need to have like barely any movement. You need like a pixel of movement upwards. Or at least you should. No confirmation if that's actually a thing. All I know is that I suggested to Sociedar, and he said he's an interesting idea. Which tells me he's gonna try to implement it. And that's really all that means. Dare you dodge my attack, sir? I'm trying to kill you. Do not be so rude. Yeah, I think the biggest reason for why my thumb's getting strained is he had to be heavy kick. Just a tech that I discovered, by the way. And basically the fact that how heavy attack works is it just doubles your physical damage for like the instant you're executing the heavy attack. So if you do a kick during a very tight but consistent window, like immediately after you release your heavy attack, your kick does double your current attack damage, and since heavy doubles your attack damage, your kick then doubles it again to do, well, 4 times your light attack damage instead of twice your light attack damage. It leads to some very, very big hits. And that's why you see me do kick and heavy at the same time, because I'm doing a heavy kick. That's also why I was curious at the start about if runic kick is a thing too, because runic strike does do more damage than the light attack. Yeah, if not for that, I actually wouldn't be using kick much at all, because kick is really just a fast heavy. Fast and narrow heavy. And I think, oh yeah, I use kick to stagger the opponent, but a kick uses a knockback charge, as does heavies and runic strikes. And if I don't have knockback charges, then kick doesn't stagger. It's just fast damage. At that point, it's kind of like, well, I don't exactly need kick then. Feels kind of redundant in my toolset. But then we got heavy kick, and now it's like, oh, I can just hit 4-digit damage, like, regularly. Okay. That solves one, the other one's over here. Oh, you're there. Yeah, like at 962, I think, was the heavy kick. I think. Yeah, 249, that had to be heavy kick. Yeah, but the whole reason heavy kick is so powerful is, again, it does double your heavy attacks damage, which is double your light attacks damage. Then you can crit, which is another double damage, so it's just 8 times damage on the kick. So if it doubles the crit damage from the heavy, though, No, I don't think it does. The thing is, it also stacks multiplicatively with all the other damage boosting effects, so 8 times damage doesn't sound like enough bang for your buck to you. And lob on an extra like 2x damage or 4x damage or whatever item effects. Which just makes heavy kick pretty absurd. But again, it's very strict timing. Miss the window by even like, it really is like a split-second timing thing. It's wide enough to do it consistently as a human, but it's narrow enough that you don't have wiggle room on the execution. Just my headphone. Feels resting on top of my ear. Starting to feel just a little bit sore. Oh, fantastic. Vipers. No, we're all dead already. That's the beauty of lightning clones. They just attack random targets, so like you can just keep wailing on the one guy you want to take down, and the lightning clones just happen to kill everything else. Oh right, lava golems. Yeah, like that was almost 1200 damage. That was a heavy kick crit. Ah, took the AI bug out. I mean, I'll take it. Lava golems are probably up there with vipers for lethality. So if you're noticing, I'm getting this ablaze status effect near it. That prevents me from healing those hearts, so I cannot recover any health if I've got more than 3 stacks. And at 2 stacks, I can only recover my last 2 hearts. And lava golems are pretty aggressive, and yes, you can fight them alongside vipers and vanguards and everything else. Like, they spawn here alongside whatever the hell the game else decides to throw at you. There are ways around it, but man, I don't really have those ways equipped right now, so I just gotta play good. See, I just hit him, and that first heart's still not recovered. You know, like, I only have like half my juice back. The nice thing now is that I don't think they're... It kind of feels like they're recoiling damage, but it might just be high damage output in general from how these things... Yeah, getting a blaze and poison? Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, Viper's down. Lava Golem back. And it's dead. Yeah, I'd pull Lava Golems back away from everything else because I think you can guess not being able to heal while also taking double damage is not a great combo. So making sure I had minimized the chance of getting hit. It's pretty important. Also, as you can see, Thousands Things really does kill them quickly. So I know they have like 4-digit health, which actually isn't saying too much right now. We're on toughness 6. But what I mean by that is, like, I think they have like 6,000 or 5,000 health. They have like health that's like, you know, mini boss level. There isn't too much point to actually kill those guys until the summer. Don't drop any Ichor or loot. Although with certain items you can actually force them to drop some Ichor. Which is neat. That's everything. Well, everything in this vast stretch. We still have like a few more summoner fights, honestly. That's like... I want to say this stretch is the tensest hurdle of the underground. Because Lava Golem plus Viper means, oh no, I have 2 hearts that I can't recover. Instead of 4 hearts that I can. It's like you have half health and you can't heal. It is a wombo combo. But there is another section, so not necessarily out of the woods yet. Yeah, I bet 1200 was definitely heavy kick for it. Okay, that fight's done. Now for the biggest fight. This one can get tense, but also not necessarily. Yeah, like, I'm just getting poisons in this fight, so it's not too bad. Well, poisoned and weakened ain't that terrible. Just don't let it stack up too much. And that's into the fight. Yeah, because you have summoners here, like, you can have up to 6 summoners in this one little square. And that's just a test of your build's efficacy, because if your build can't handle it, you're gonna get overwhelmed. It's only really happened once. Like, if a hag's got to summon so many enemies that I actually went down from like 140 FPS to 30. That doesn't give you an exact feeling, because you don't know how many enemies it takes to hit 30 FPS, but that drastic of a frame drop, though. Yeah, I was dipping into 20s too during the kind of big motion too. I was like, oh, this build actually sucks. I should go now. Nice. That's... Now all we have left is there's the home stretch of the boss fight, and then there's this hazard stretch. This is like 3, maybe 4 Vipers type corridors, which means they all come from one direction, but also don't have much space to dodge them. Like, yeah, they leave a poison trail, and that's like half of your playable space is now poison trail. Ain't great. And the second one is it's not too huge of a problem as long as you're a bit careful, but then there's this fight up here. This fight that's like against at least 6 elite enemies, maybe even up to 8. Kind of a lot. Vipers, Vanguards, Spitters. It really throws a lot at you up here. But just to prove how strong this build is. Short work. Short work. Alright, now I just have the home stretch. And we're done. Well, not done. Done with that skirmish. There's still a few more. We have to go through a whole ass street here. But as you can see, there's nothing like terribly imposing here. There's no Vipers or Vanguards. There's like basic ass Spitters. Nothing really advanced enemy-wise here. It's just a whole bunch of mooks. Yeah, you can like see it's like a 31. So like the pink room can mean just huge damage reduction. Like instead of doing 200 damage, it's just 30 damage or even 20. But it's inconsistent. So I don't know what their buff is. I've noticed some like attack a bit faster than normal too. Yeah, nothing on this stretch. And with this, we will have completed a full run of Hadricon. Means we have killed absolutely everything. Everything I've found, anyways. And he's done.
You cannot stop her. Not anymore.
Now, from posting clips of killing Rog, the Plush Smith, so I noticed that difficulty isn't applying to his health bar. That's still like the toughness 1 health, which is why he goes down so fast. Alright, that's it for the action portion. Now for inventory management. headhunting. Alright, so I want a headhunting weird co-op because I have one that's +6, +7. And at the time I took this one, my mind didn't register the +6 properly. I think I read it as a 7. I'm like, oh, headhunting 7, that's not a 5, and then luck, and I'm like, great, it's perfect. And later on, I'm like, that's a +6. Like, I'll go with it anyways, because every 5 seconds. The only way I get temp charges right now is piezoelectricity, which has a shorter cooldown of 8 seconds, so still good, but I'm just rolling for like a 7-7 luck weird claw, see what I can get, or even just a 7-7. Just to replace that +6 luck one. I mean, I do want luck. That is currently my ideal one, because it's more loot, but 5-5. Do I bother with the rest? That's a good question. Now then for necklaces... check what's there. No, not too much. Really just have a dragon head we can try to upgrade for headhunting, because I got a Slayer of Op Rats. Now, as far as the stuff I'm trying to roll for, I have really all the firstborns I care to make at the moment, and if I care to make more, I'll just make them. I only need like a +7 and with the right base, and then another +7 with any other rolls for the 2 stats. What I'm trying to get is Primevals with Slayer of Off-Rats and Headhunting. Slayer of Off-Rats is 6% physical damage per enemy I'm fighting, and Headhunting is 7% physical damage for every enemy I've killed. And I want to pair the two together. So if you haven't noticed, I had 2 Primevals on the whole time, a Headhunting and Slayer of Off-Rats. So I start a fight, I get a big chunk of physical damage because I'm fighting a bunch of enemies, and then I maintain that bonus throughout the fight because Headhunting. And if the fight drags on for a really long time because of summoning hags, Headhunting just stacks up more. On top of that, the lightning damage I deal scales off of my physical damage, so it's just more damage all the time. That's why I want to get Slayer of Off-Rats and Headhunting for each item, so that way I can mix and match any slot. Because right now I just kind of have to use Headhunting in the necklace slot, because I don't really have Slayer of Off-Rats and necklaces that I want to use right now. No, except from the Screeching Necklet. The Screeching Necklet, I'm trying to get Opportunism, because the only way to deal psychic damage right now is through the Death Knell, which requires I use a knockback charge to summon a bell that I hit to deal psychic damage. 5-6, so that's a dud. Yeah, so this increases psychic damage and also gives a chance to apply weakening. But the only way I can do that is with Opportunism, is with the Death Knell. Just use knockback charges to get something that can do psychic damage. So if I go with Opportunism, yeah, every X bite attacks restore a knockback charge. So if I put that in a Screeching Necklet, and then just keep summoning Death now, so they keep getting the knockback charges back. Charge back, if you would. Hearts I don't really care about anymore. I'm just using piezoelectricity on virtually everything. And I only care about keeping plus luck stuff for the base. I think the only non-piezoelectricity one that actually may use refraction shell plus roiling power because it's 5 charges to get 30% damage. These other ones, they're just rehashes of other hearts I've got or hearts I tried and didn't like. They're not plus luck. And all these 7 hearts are plus luck. 2 duplicates. I have duplicate contrasting affinity because while I was scanning through my unorganized inventory, I didn't notice I already had one. So I'm like, oh, I'll just make this one. I don't have that combination yet. And then I check later. I'm like, I have 2 of these now. But Ruby Heart was deliberate. It was just like, oh, I got a +7 luck one to drop. And I'm like, well, I can't really fuse it with anything else. Nothing else makes sense besides piezoelectricity because that plays right into the bonus. So I'll just make a second one so I can just, when the first one runs out of satiety, I just switch to the second one. Runes are where I'm currently at, because I want to get Thunder Echoes with major energy flows, one inverse of this one, just so I can see what 4 runes is like. This one's Slayer of Autorats flows, so I can't use that one. Purist, I've already got all the stuff I want. Let's check what primevals I've got. I've got level 7 Purist, and I got major runes energy flow +7 plus luck. So all I need is I already filled up my plus luck items because I'm using those as the base. The 2 bonuses I really like to see are plus luck and plus fizz. And I prefer plus luck over plus fizz. There's more loot drops. Plus fizz, because if you haven't noticed, I like physical damage, and the lightning damage scales off physical damage, so while I could get plus lightning, plus fizz just increases everything and not just lightning damage. Also like plus fire damage, because I do have some fire builds I could use, like that's okay. Gold and Psychic are kinda eh. There's also crit damage and crit chance. Crit chance I don't particularly care for, it's like 0.5% per satiety level, which I don't know what the base rate is, so I'm not sure how good or bad that is, but I can get relatively frequent crits just from using other item effects. I don't feel like crit chance is worthwhile. Crit damage though. Crit power specifically. That's like 10% more crit damage per level of satiety, which is actually significant. That's the final multiplier to your crit damage, I think. Believe, because I use plus luck so much, I'm not 100% sure. Anywho, let's get major range going. All that to say, there's a few effects that I like. As far as damaging effects, I think I take fizz damage first, then crit damage second. But my ideal one's plus luck, because more loot drops, please. There's also plus Icar, but I'm not really hurting for Icar. I'm not sure if it ever will be again. As a +7. +7 headhunting, psychic damage. How's that compared to the current? Same one. Wait, no, let's clear off reds. Damn it. Alright, I'll see if I can get another +7, because I would want to keep this so I have the headhunting variant. +5. Alright, one left to roll, I see. +7. Fantastic. And yeah, there's fizz damage increased 2% per level. Alright, so now I get to have a +7 headhunting and a +7 luck. Great. And for weapons, I don't really care. I'll just look for +7 luck bases. +7 all damage. You know, all damage is 1% per level. It's alright. It's not as good as other bonuses, and I don't end up mixing damage types enough for it to feel truly worthwhile. As I mentioned, there's fire damage, which comes from flat sources for the most part. Either flat source or it scales with physical damage, so you'd want to get plus fire. But also, like, my weapon hits do fizz damage, so plus fizz is just twice the bonus for this, and it applies to all attacks and not just special state stuff. Oh well. Yeah, +7 plus lightning, it's 30% per level instead of 2% from fizz, but the fizz applies to everything while the lightning just applies to lightning. Because there's... Is there really only one source of lightning damage that's just a flat amount? Lightning fragments. 110 lightning damage, although it's +6 variant. I think it's 120 at +7 or 130. I only get one of lightning sword, so I don't know what +7 looks like. Lucky enough I didn't get a +5, but yeah, that one's a flat amount of lightning damage. Every other source lightning damage I've seen, Thousand Stings, Thunder Dash, Thunder Echoes, Gathering Storm, they're all a percentage of physical damage. So really, it's better to just take, yeah, Thunder Dash, 150% of my physical damage as lightning. So it's kind of better just to get plus fizz damage instead of plus lightning damage. You need to get your Purging Shock and the Headhunting and Slayer of Operettes variety. Is dud. Like one off. If it just got a +7 for me, this would be great. It's crit power. +6 again. And I think there's, yeah, just that one Slayer of Operettes left. Five, 7. 5 out of 7. Okay, so I only really got one item that I want, unless I want to look at the artifacts again. I will, because I would like a Slayer of Operett's Tibia. And I'm also looking for both passives on the Ritual Skull. There's a 7/7 plus lightning. I'll take it. Alright, Ritual Skill. I've got a couple of rolls for Ritual Skull. Seven poison. That poison's alright. Slayer Operants. Yeah, I'm not really gonna pursue the 7/7s that hard. Like, I'm not really taking ideal stuff about, like, what, all damage, poisoned, luck, all damage, psychic, crit chance, fire damage. I'm not really looking for ideal rolls on those. I'll take 2 out of 3. Now then, I need to get this +7 major energy flow. Be fully satiated. Yeah, that should do it from runes. I think one more ring. Alright, cool. And then I'll equip. Get that 7/7 to make sure I don't toss it. Yeah, and so with this, I now have Thunder Echo's major energy flow, just an inverse of the one I was using before. Now I've got 4 runes instead of 5. Okay, let's deposit some items. So let's... 5 to there. Already deposited all of runes, primeval, so 5 there. The one that I actually used was right that one. Gold prices 1. That one, that's... Huh. Okay, that's all the primeval, so now I'll just scatter the rest to the wind. It's probably the rune that I'll want to have charged. But I'll need the rest of it charged anyways. Drop use blue. Just need I've noticed the connection is being rather poor today. Good thing not too much going on action-wise. Alright, so here we've got... yeah. Those. We'll drop all these hearts. Then I will have to be careful here because we have several primevals to keep. There's our +7 luck. And there's our 7/7 Headhunter. Alright. That satiates that, and I do have those two necklaces I don't really use anymore. They have the luck versions of them. But they're there to feed items too if I ever really need to. Alright, the reason why I keep exiting and re-entering the Molten Cathedral is because this should be fixed on next update. But as you feed more items, the record of items that have been fed has a problem with it. Maybe you'll see it with the artifacts if I have enough. There's two sides to the bug. One side that, like, you can bend to your advantage, and the other side is not good. Alright, so where are we? There. So give it all that. Now then, we will not pick stuff up. Instead, switch items. Not much that time. Yeah, you can see more items than what actually went in and got fed to it. That there's the bug, is that it seems like the memory, whatever record they have of items that get fed to it wasn't set up properly, wasn't clearing things properly. So it can end up kind of re-eating the same item, which is something you can use to your advantage if you just dump all of it onto one circle and then start feeding it all to that one category and keep swapping things out. The issue side of it is once that starts happening, if you drop an item, the game might say, oh wait, that was one of the items we fed to it, regardless of whether it actually was or wasn't, and then just vanishes the item that you dropped, which means you can lose firstborns that you've made if you try to organize inside the Molten Cathedral after you've done some feeding. Because it thinks, yeah, you fed that to something. I'm sure you did. Anyway, I have a lot of sorting to do. And by a lot, I mean that tibia has to go all the way up here, which means I have to drop a lot of shit. Now, let the, Alright, so headhunting first, since they're off rats. I'll let it come out at the end, so... There. Take that. Goblet. Claw, tibia. Other stuff. Just drop our plus luck items. Well, there's a plus luck and then like one plus Ichor in there because it's an Ichor gaining item. It's just kind of more Ichor bonuses, you know? I forgot about the owl statuette. Yeah, that's how I'm organizing stuff. I'm organizing the headhunting Slayer of Off-Rats stuff up top. and then I follow the plus luck firstborns, then I follow the plus luck primevals I use as a base, and then I follow the unwanted firstborns at the bottom just to make a visual barrier. So that way I don't see, oh, I have a looted primeval and then accidentally feed one of the plus luck ones. This way, like, yeah, no, it's just barrier right here. Yeah, like no changes to there, definitely changes to here. We are looking at... So we've got minor energy flow. Headhunting instead of hot rats. You know what? Luck plus luck. Keep the rest of those as they are. Alright, that handles. Yeah, that's everything. I think. Yeah, that's everything. That's all the plus luck firstborns, all the unwanted, all the luck ones, and now what I need to do is just pick up Hare's Headhunter first. So major energy flow. Flow. Minor. Pick up main, that one, then storm, thunder echoes, then order doesn't perfectly match. That order does matter though. Alright. Let's drop those two. Those two. And there we go. Now it's organized. As far as rings go, yeah, there's not that much there. Do that. There we go. I have 2 plus luck rings next to each other. And that just leaves sorting the artifacts, or rather resorting them, because I forgot about guiding winds. Alright, time to do this. Those two next to each other there. Okay, so that handles all that. Next, I'll decide which one comes first. Let's say Emerald Key comes first. So headhunting, so they're op rats. So they're op rats. Rats, then take Warhorse and Ritual Skull. All the lucky firstborns. Always take all the lucky primevals. And then we drop all of the miscellaneous stuff, and there we go. Now all of the staying as primeval ones are up top. Now we just have to sort this. Okay. That's just a lot of artifacts. Yeah, so that's sorted. Those are sorted. The hearts are sorted. Runes are sorted. Weapons are sorted. And rings are sorted. And exactly as predicted, hey, I got to 9 million Ichor after all those expenses. Because 400% more Ichor drops on max toughness is a bit ridiculous. I'll get 50% from quantity and 50% from enormity. I mean, I get why, because toughness is just more HP, so quantity naturally gives you more Ichor because more enemies, therefore more drops. And enormity, same deal, you just get more of the elite enemies and the enemies with runes inscribed, and they naturally also drop more Ichor, so this is further bonus on top. But toughness is just like, yeah, I give you a reason to do that, just, it's way too high. A new patch is confirmed to come after I hit 10 million Ichor. No joke, I asked Zozadar, is the patch coming before or after I hit 10 mil? He said a bit after. So, if I never hit 10 mil, that means we don't get a patch. Yeah, that's the whole run. I thought it would take 3 hours. I was right. Actually, it took shorter than I thought, 2.5 hours to go through all killing everything. Then a half hour for loot management. Yeah, that all works out. So that's VOIN today. Let's figure out what we're doing next week when that time comes. Because work is still gonna be hectic. Anyways, for now though, thank you very much for watching. Again, this game is $20 on Steam for now. More stuff will get added. Already plenty fun for me. Buy it if you want to. Or not. I'm not your mom. Or your dad. I'm not a family member. Nor am I responsible for your finances. Or how you spend your free time. Because why are you here? I didn't tell you to. I only let you know I was here. Then you decided to come. Yeah, thank you for spending your time here. And I would say until next week, but how things are at work, until next time, whenever that is, fare thee well.
Move your body,